It's like there's a bag of human poop on the table right now.
You eat pieces of shit for breakfast?
Tractor beam. Sucked right in.
He slimed me.
It's not a tumor.
You're killing me, Smalls.
Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it.
I told you I don't like horror comics.
Think of it more as a survival manual. There are a number on there.
Holy
There's
shit.
our number on the back, and pray you never need to call us.
You guys can say this all you want because it's going to be a moot.
I'll
Be
pray.
the scene.
I never need to call you. Sure.
Like,
Mary, you're on my mind. Shout out to my girlfriend Jenna. I always say that. Got a problem, guys? Just scoping out your civilian wardrobe. Pretty cool, huh? And then Alan goes, for a fashion victim. Seriously, why is he wearing that heinous gear?
Dude, that is like the worst duster you could ever have. Like that fucking. It looked like
it probably worked.
That jacket thing. It's
called
a duster.
Oh, I didn't know what that was called. Yeah, he's dressed like Miami Vice or something.
Totally.
Because it was the 87.
87.
Dude.
It's an 87.
Edgar goes, this is one of my favorite lines. The next afternoon, Michael is woken up by Sam. Their mom is on the phone and would like Michael to stay home with Sam tonight so she can go on a date with her boss, Max, from her new job at the video store. That was bad grammar. Let me try to fix that.
It was.
Seriously.
I tried to fix a couple things on here today.
The next afternoon, Michael...
Yeah, I don't, as you know, I type this and I'm like, all right, I'm done. And I just text you guys and I don't reread it.
All right, I'm going to go in. Fair, it wasn't the best idea. There weren't a ton of, and I couldn't think of anything. There wasn't a ton of great ideas.
Sometimes it's tough.
I thought of one, actually, after we had already, not to step on your dick, which I've done a lot of today, but I almost said, let's name the band that walks over the hill after the brutal.
Oh, that would be good.
Nice.
But we had already done all this. I was like, nah, fuck it.
Yeah, and I had already watched it, so I would have been like, fuck, I don't exactly remember. I just remember that scene.
But anyway.
But,
hey, hold on. Like, whenever we do take the shots, I like to have us do that on the thing, and then there's always just kind of weird times trying to work it in. So sometimes we don't, stuff like that. So we're gonna work it in. All right, we're gonna take a shot, then we're gonna do scene 2. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that's
okay.
That's what I just said.
No, I understand that, but sometimes it doesn't work.
Because I think isn't that kind of not a common, but sometimes trope with vampire stuff? Don't they have? Isn't there glitter in the
Twilight
movies?
No, they instead in the.
They sparkle in the sunlight.
They sparkle in the sunlight.
Yeah.
They don't get fried. Okay. They sparkle in the sunlight, which is so dumb, so fucking dumb.
But anyway, they're like.
Okay, so just a heads up, number 14, Batman, not a thing.
Number 14, Batman is not a thing?
No, I mean it is a book. It is a book, but it's not. There's not only 5 or 4 in existence. There's hundreds that have been rated, and a 9.8 was sold for $54,000. So it's not that. If they wanted to go for something with rarity and stuff like that, you can go with the Superman number 1. Where there's only 2 confirmed copies left in existence, and the one of them sold for $5.3 million. Or they could have gone with the Detective Comics number 27, which was the first appearance of Batman.
When asked why he did the film, director Joel Schumacher simply stated, vampires are hot. They're the only erotic monsters. Frankenstein is not hot.
Whoa, fuck off. People called me Frankenstein. No, dude.
In this movie, it took 21 days to film. I haven't changed my mind about that. And he shows his tongue.
I haven't changed my mind about that.
Yeah. But don't want to go down that road.
It always sticks out to me.
But anyway.
If you saw Diane Wiest, you'd have marriage on the mind too.
Hold on. So she does that for you?
No, I'm just saying.
I was gonna say there's something very maternal when I see her, like the love. Like I'm like, but it's never like.
No, for a guy. For that
Wiest.
Guy. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, she's a pretty lady. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah,
she's a pretty lady.
It's very maternal. Like my.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no, she's got this
love
sweet
for Diane Wiest is,
she's
Jamie
like
Gertz
like a motherhood.
No, she's not a Jamie Gertz. She's like
for sure.
Yeah. No, because you got to think about reshoots, because this probably didn't have a lot of reshoots.
Were you thinking about reshoots?
I was thinking about ladder rungs.
You got to think about reshoots. If you look at like Fan Four Stick, the last Fantastic
Everybody's talking about reshoots.
Reshoots, they're the best thing ever.
I just learned this word the other day, and now everybody's talking about it. Accordion. Yeah, you're right.
But yeah, they're like they roll up and they walk down the tracks and he's like what's going on? And they're like kind of
Michael wants to know what's going on, Marco. What's going on?
I think we should let Michael know what's going on. Marco.
Polo.
Good night, Michael. And he drops down between the tracks. Bombs away.
I don't know what's going
and
on.
You hear Bill S. Preston Esquire's voice.
Yeah.
It sounds like. And then Paul goes, bottoms up, man. He drops. And then Dwayne says nothing but points at him with both fingers and drops. And then Michael says, come with us, Michael. And he drops. This is the first event that is foreshadowed by the boys exiting the carousel in the order that they exit the carousel.
Oh, nice.
So they drop through the tracks in the same order that they exit the carousel earlier. And there's one other event later that they do in the same order.
Okay.
So Marco, Paul, Dwayne, and then David. Now, before we move on to this last little scene, how many times do you think Michael is said in this movie?
17,000.
I would guess, let's go 57.
I didn't count them, but I read it's approximately 118 times.
Jesus.
Oh, I was close. How could Lucy kiss him with that amount of garlic on his breath?
I would kiss my girlfriend with garlic on her breath.
Okay.
You would kiss my wife with garlic. I don't care.
I'd be like,
Oh, I don't care.
it's like garlic.
You probably don't eat ass either, do you?
I don't eat ass, no.
Nope. So,
Before we start, it was Andy's birthday this week, and I did get you a nice piece of shit.
Oh, thank you for my piece of shit.
Here's a nice piece of shit.
It is a goofy.
Whoa!
fuck
It's
yeah!
a fucking flux capacitor.
I almost bought this.
It's not a flux capacitor,
This is the time circuit.
I mean, the time circuits. Yeah.
but
sorry.
it's just a little lamp, something maybe that we could sit on
It's
the.
gonna be here.
Tight. Yo, that's sick.
Just
Fuck
a
yeah.
little piece of shit.
Because I have.
Here's a nice piece of shit.
And then he should go, let's go! When it kicks
Go!
in. Yeah.
Do you remember the original
when it
version
kicks
of
in.
Reflections by Fada? Do you remember how, like, when we toured with them, the record had just come out,
Yeah.
but like there was the old EP,
Yeah.
and there, you remember like almost like the pop punk part?
Kind of, but I have not listened to or thought of them in a long time. I
think they do it on
definitely
both.
have not heard their
It goes,
music.
Let's go.
Yeah. I vaguely do remember this.
But
Is that like lowercase I, capital P, lowercase ARTY? Is this an Apple product?
iParty? Yeah, the iParty. That was just like.
I think you're right.
That's
or
what that is.
more.
Yeah, I guess.
But he's
And
just,
I don't think
you're
he knows.
invited.
I don't
Well,
think
thank
he.
you very much.
I don't think he obviously doesn't. He doesn't ever see Grandpa. Grandpa's eating in his own little lair.
Grandpa sees him though,
Grandpa
Yeah.
sees him.
Yeah.
But Max is like
but he
just
knows that
assumes
they live
Michael is
here.
yeah, but he just assumes like
Grandpa.
Michael is. He's just trying to be. He knows that he's a vampire and that he can't get in. We don't know that yet,
Yep.
but he knows that he has to be invited in.
He knows
so
that
that's-
they know.
That's now they know that we know that they know that we know.
Totally. And
That's
Max
how-
would have to know that Michael's like that they're working on him, unless they don't meet that often.
And
Yeah.
the only reason why I knew Alex Winter's name is Marco is because they said it, and I out of instinct go Polo. Every single time that somebody's name is Marco, I want to say Polo.
There's probably 1,000 people that do that to them on a
Probably. Then you just go by Mark.
per year of their life.
Then you go by Mark.
So you're an asshole.
Yeah, then you just go by Mark. If your name is Marco, just go by Mark.
Yeah. Why should I
Why
change?
don't you
He's the
guys
one who
call-
sucks.
Why don't you guys call me Fergie?
Why don't we?
Because it's fucking stupid.
That was my nickname in high school, assholes. And then that no talent ass clown decided to come along with the Black Eyed Deebs and just fucking ruin the name.
I always called you A Fergie
I know, that was a good.
because of
Man.
your license
Yeah.
plate. So did you guys notice the marquee above them when they're playing the band?
I don't think so.
It said Super Troopers.
Nope, it just says live. That's all. It just
Oh,
says
okay.
live.
Live, the band, live.
No, not the band because they weren't around yet. It just says
Listen
live.
to
Like
those
what
to
you're
the
seeing.
flow.
What you're seeing is live.
Okay.
Number one song about a placenta.
Yep.
That song.
Yep.
There's two dudes in the crowd that are like have their hands on each other's shoulders, facing each other, and they're bent down, headbanging.
I didn't notice
I
that.
didn't see that.
Yeah, they're
I
like
believe it.
me and my friend did that when he was playing this song at the record bar.
Nice.
and everybody noticed it and was like, oh, they were laughing. They knew what we were doing. I was like, how come nobody tried to do this
Oh
before?
man. I did, like, that little kid that is lost and said, like, I don't know where my mom is. Did you guys ever lose your parents like that somewhere?
Yeah, like Kmart or something.
Yeah, dude, it is I remember it.
Had to go to the front and like have them call over the intercom.
I just stood there and started crying, and then a lady came up to try and help me, and I wouldn't talk to her because I was told not to talk to strangers. So I was like, I didn't know what to do, and I think I even peed myself.
I can't tell you that because you're a stranger.
You're a stranger.
You know, if peeing your pants is cool, consider Andy Miles Davis.
Yeah.
That's the grossest thing I've ever heard in my life.
Let's go!
So they're making quite a bit of money.
Oh, yeah.
Jamie Gertz, Jamie Gertz's husband. If you're listening to this, we're talking about your personal lives and finances on here, so
Yeah.
get at us.
Yeah. Well, no.
Just not sorry.
Yeah. Sorry, not sorry.
Jamie Gertz, you could afford to give me $10 million and not feel it.
Yeah.
Not even notice it.
So do it. I dare you. Do it.
But I do love how they did have the Jim Morrison in the layer later on. So.
Oh, you're jumping ahead a lot today, man.
Well, I'm just
you can't
saying.
wait to be done with this thing, I think.
No.
Yeah, it seems like it.
Yeah.
Right?
All right, that's it.
I want.
He's out there to this day. Just
He's
fucking
actually an
jamming it.
actual musician. He was Tina Turner's saxophone player on tour for the 80s and 90s. He also toured with Billy Crystal, Eric Carmen, Peter Gabriel, Carly Simon, and Ringo Starr. I saw him live at the Record Bar in June of 2023. And
Didn't you just send us that video?
I did.
Okay.
I just sent it to you the other day.
Told
last
my
night,
wife
maybe.
that, and I was like, Shrout sent me this video, and I'm pretty sure he actually took it.
I did.
And I was like, and you know the saxophone guy? She's like, yeah. I was like, he looks exactly what you would imagine, and he's out there
He's still ripped
doing
and oily, but he's like just older. He's like
Yeah.
60 something years old now.
Yeah.
Um,
Got a bit of a gut, but you know, hey, at 60, no problem.
it's a smaller gut than any of the three of us have.
True.
Totally.
Right on my back, out at sea, rolling his way, don't cover me. Turn that toss upon the wave. When the darkness comes, I feel the grave, but I still believe. Come on, I still believe. Through the cold and through the heat, through the rain and through the.
But I've been watching it since the late 80s pretty regularly. I just showed my girlfriend this probably I don't know, 3 or 4 months ago.
That she hadn't seen it.
She had never seen it.
I'm surprised you didn't break up with her right then and there.
And careful. Okay, so let's go ahead and get in on 3.
Scene 3 now. Well, no, we just got to the end of scene 3 though.
No, is that what you said? You're
That's
a
what
fucking
you
idiot.
said. You're a fucking idiot.
Wait,
That's a dumb thing to
you
think.
did that? You're a fucking idiot.
I can't believe you would have thought that ever.
You would have seen when we rolled. I'm sorry, that was on Hot Rod when we brought up Pee Wee Herman. I actually put in there the pot at work because I had no idea that was brought up.
Yeah. We talked about.
Yeah, at this point, they just think we're rigging it.
No,
Because
I know.
we'll talk
Yeah.
about a movie, and then within the next 2 rolls,
It'll be there.
that movie comes. I mean, there's hundreds on that damn wheel.
Yeah.
And if
So
they
we get
if,
surprised
if
as
they
well.
have any doubts on the sincerity of our role, there's a lot of these fucking movies that we wouldn't choose if we were trying to fake something.
Right, like
Yeah,
this
there's-
one. Or like disturbing behavior.
Like,
do
did you say
narrow
like
down
this
the-
one?
We do narrow down the
You better be
holiday
careful.
wheels.
We're on the porch.
Dude, I know it's brutal.
Oh my god, it's just a fart, dude.
It's not
Holy
just
shit.
a fart. This one's unusual. It's like there's a bag of human poop on the table right now.
I've had some bowel issues lately.
Hold on, maybe this one.
Oh, that smells better than that. Dude,
She
I love
is
her
such
so
a-
much. I think I gave myself a Wiest infection last night.
Okay.
That is a Brooklyn Nine-Nine joke. I just had to say it because it is Diane Wiest.
Hey everybody, it's Andy. If you listen to the full episode, you'll know that there was a an argument that we all had that I won, that I fast forwarded through. And if you want to listen to the entire thing, it's pretty long, but it's right here. If not, thanks for listening. Just remember that I won the argument. Those two guys are idiots.
Has
Like,
been.
it's
Well, he's suspecting.
I don't get
he's
your
reading
beef
a
with it.
vampire
He
comic.
just had an interaction that led him to believe that maybe Max because of the Hounds of Hell. So then he's thinking, because we're not, he had to think in the car ride with his mom. He had to think as he went to the comic shop. Okay, you know what? This kind of did start happening when Max came around.
which is day one that they were here.
Yeah, within it.
So
but-
what?
So you could have just said this all happened. Anyways,
No,
okay.
That's why
because
the
he thinks it's
attention was
Max.
turned on to him.
Yeah.
Their family
thinks it's Max
are being
now.
fucked with
But
by
Max
vampires.
has had the amount of interactions between Sam and Max are nil. How?
No, I mean, they haven't spoken to each other necessarily, but like he knows what's going on. He knows where he works. He knows that his mom works for him. He knows that they went on a date. He knows when he went to his fucking house that his dog freaked out on him.
Okay.
While he was reading the vampire comic, he's an impressionable young
that
boy.
Part. I understand that part, but the whole thing. Okay.
If I'm reading a book about aliens and my mom's out of the car and like I see a flying saucer and a fucking ray, I'm gonna be like, "Whoa, aliens!" And then
that is right on the nose, though. But this is
I'm
just
hyperbolizing to make a
dog.
point here.
It's just an asshole dog.
It was more than an asshole dog. She knew Thorn. Thorn had been always sweet, but
yeah,
he was not.
Sam doesn't even know that. Sam knows that he's seeing a dog that's freaking out like that as he's looking at a page that shows Hounds of Hell.
Yeah.
He thinks there's
It's normal
vampires
for a
already.
kid to connect
He's already
that.
trying to figure out who the head vampire is.
Yeah,
so
he
he's
saw his
probably
brother
thinking
fly.
about everybody.
Okay.
I don't see why you don't get it.
He's trying to find things to not get. That's the problem.
He knows 3 people outside of his family in this movie.
He watched his brother float outside of a window, so
I
he's
understand
thinking,
that.
and he's reading about this. So there's a head vampire, the one he would have to kill to get his brother to return normal again. He's actually already acknowledged it by this time in the script. So why wouldn't his brain be going, who would the head vampire be? This interaction right here goes, well, maybe it's Max.
He's got a
That
Hound
makes
of
a lot
Hell.
of sense.
It's got to be Max. It's got a Hound of Hell.
But he is just so amped on it that our interactions from what we have seen between Sam and Max is 0. So he barely knows that this person exists. He knows 4 people.
No. He knows that he exists. He's not talked to him, but he's
not a
been hanging
barely.
out with his mom the whole time.
Okay, can I please? Okay, you know what?
There's not a barely
Never
here.
mind.
This is
There
not
is
this is not a
0.
spectrum. He either knows him or doesn't know him, and he does.
He knows of him. He's never talked to him. They haven't had the dinner yet. He's never.
But what does that have to do with anything? The
You're
dog.
not letting me talk. There are. We'll be very, very low on the count here. There's probably 50, 60,000 people in the general area of Santa Carla. Out of the 3 or 4 people that he has actually had interactions with outside of his family, it's not been Max, but all of a sudden it's this guy that I've never talked to, and he has a mean dog. So he's a head vampire.
Could be.
That's its weakest leap in
Not
logic
at all.
ever.
Not at all. He
Everything
could be. The Hound
happening
from hell.
is pointing him to Max.
Why?
Because his mom works for Max. His mom's dating Max.
Hound from
This all started around the same
hell.
time that Max came around. He goes to Max's house, and the fucking Hound of Hell is right there protecting Max's house.
So you're telling me out of the thousands of other people in Santa Carla, just this one dude
There's
Everyone who's
nothing-
had a Hound of Hell attack him or his mother, everyone in that town is on that suspect list. Right now it's Max.
Right now it's one person.
Okay. It's just dumb.
But everyone who has like vampire shit going
How's
on,
that dumb?
It's just dumb.
everyone who like seems like they could be the head vampire is on his list. Right now Max is the
Yeah,
one.
he should ignore the Hound of Hell thing that he's reading the comic book of while it's happening and go start asking random people that he's never met.
You'd have a better shot.
No,
Turns out he's right.
yeah.
I understand.
Not to
Spoiler
spoiler, yeah. He fucking knows, man. Everything's pointing to Max.
Hey, you know what? We're just gonna leap over this fucking logic gap
Nope.
here.
Because this is how
There's
movies
no
are made.
there's no logic gap.
What we are
I
witnessing.
know there is
this
a
is someone
logic gap
trying.
because it doesn't make any
This
goddamn
is
sense.
someone trying to not enjoy a script.
I don't get how you don't think it makes sense. It's
doesn't make
literally, it's happening in front of him.
You've seen this movie like 100 times, so you know it. Like it makes sense to you because you have that is what you know. This is what the path is. But somebody's just like, but why? Why Max? Why does this guy think it's Max? Because he has had 0 conversations with him.
He doesn't have to have conversations. He just knows he's around.
There's
Without
hundreds of other people that come into the video store every day. That could be that guy. It could be that guy. It could be that chick over there.
But here's the thing.
None of those people have a
No.
hellhound.
He's not
How
at
do you know?
he's not at their
They don't
house
have a
watching a
hellhound.
hellhound as he's reading the comic book.
Okay.
He also
So there's that one thing. There's that one thing.
He also
The only thing, he's 14.
I don't know what else you need to see.
Yeah.
That if I saw that happen, that would be the first thing I would think. If I was reading a comic book that said Hounds of Hell, and it looked like that, and then I looked up, and here comes Thorn coming after my mom, freaking out. I'm going, holy shit, that's just like this. Maybe this is the guy. And then I'm going to start thinking back. You know what? My mom spent a lot of time with him. My mom works for him. This all kind of started when we got here and that happened. When she started working for
That's
Max.
the reason my family
Okay,
is
you know
being
what?
targeted.
Okay, that I think it's dumb. You can sit here and tell me everything.
I think you want to think it's dumb.
I do think
which
it's
is a
dumb.
difference.
I think it's dumb.
I think you chose to think it's dumb.
Of course, I chose to think it's dumb.
There's a subtle difference, but it's there.
No, it's dumb.
It's there.
Like before he went in, he's like, I got to figure out something to be
No.
upset about.
We'll cover that in a bit. We'll cover
and
that.
that's
in a
what
bit.
I'm going to choose because I don't think it makes sense, but everybody else in the world thinks it makes sense.
It doesn't make sense. I will go to my like.
So after the boys agree to check out,
Let's try one more thing, and then we'll move on. You pull up to a gas station.
Okay.
Okay. You hear gunshots.
Okay.
And you see a guy come running out with a gun.
Okay.
And get in the car and leave.
Huh?
You don't know that he's the guy that shot them in there, but he's the first guy you're going to assume that shoots him.
Okay.
It's the same thing.
It's not the same thing.
It's exactly the same.
It's not
thing.
the same thing.
there's vampires here, and they would have hellhounds protecting them. There's a guy with a hellhound protecting him.
Okay, that's the one thing. But so you're telling me in all
You
of
would
Santa
need more
Carla-
than that.
In all of Santa
Oh,
Carla.
okay. So that guy has to wear sunglasses and also flies. Pfft, that's just a couple
He
of
hasn't
things.
seen. He hasn't seen.
No,
about
yeah, that
And
doesn't
holy
matter
water
yet.
will burn his skin, but that's just 3 things.
Nope.
I just
He
don't-
doesn't know anything of this. He knows that he has an asshole dog.
He's 462 years
right,
old.
and he's trying.
There's
He's
not
trying to
enough
figure out who
evidence.
the head vampire is. Why wouldn't you start in what you've seen instead of just being like, God,
That's
it
been
could
my
be
point
any
all
of these
along.
people that live in this town.
That's my point all along.
None of those people have been around and done
The
anything.
one with
or
the
given him
I'm a
any reason to
vampire
think
red
that.
flag in his front yard. No, because there's other people in this town. I better go exclude all them first before I come back to this guy with the I'm a vampire red flag hanging from his flagpole.
So okay, my neighbor across the street, very sweet fucking dog. But because even if he did find out that
Vampires
from Lucy,
aren't real.
Okay,
No, let him finish. Let him finish.
so
I'm gonna debunk it. Don't worry.
I can pet that dog whenever he brings it out and everything like that.
Pet that
I'm
dog.
gonna pet that dog.
You patty
But
shoot
if I walk through his back gate, even though that dog knows me, it will rip my leg off. So she just waltzed in on there. That dog is doing what he's supposed to do. He's protecting his house. She doesn't know it. Anyways, Sam doesn't know that that's a hellhound. He just sees an asshole dog. My mom walked in unannounced. There's a leap in logic. We can keep on. You can try.
Here's the
I
only
think
thing
you're missing
forward.
something. He's sitting in the car reading the Hounds of Hell on the page
Okay.
as that
So
happens.
then
That's the one thing.
to correct yours with the guy across the street, in this, everything you just said, accurate, but also vampires have to exist, and you would have to suspect that maybe it's potentially possible that
I
your neighbor
understand
is
that.
one.
I understand that, but
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
So
saying,
then you would start to go, maybe
not
he's a
saying- I'm not
vampire
saying my
because his
do-
dog attacks me.
I'm not saying my neighbors would be a vampire. I'm just saying
You would
dogs-
suspect him in this case.
No, what I'm saying is a dog. If you walk into a dog's
In
area,
real life, yes.
and in movies too, a dog will attack.
Vampires aren't real.
Only certain, not all dogs attack.
Okay,
Yeah, I'm just saying, in this world where vampires are real,
only hellhounds. All other dogs are totally cool, but hellhounds are the only thing that attack. Got it.
No, that's not what we're saying.
That's what you're saying in this movie world.
No.
Okay,
wow, it's like
I don't like it.
It's like Bill O'Reilly.
You don't have
over
to
here.
like it, but you have to accept that the logic
I
is
don't have
there.
to accept there is no logic here.
This is not an opinion. Like, you not liking it is an opinion. The fact that the logic is there and it makes sense, that's fact.
No, it's not.
It
Yeah,
is.
it totally. Everything points
Because
to
it
that.
does line up.
Everything is seriously.
Yeah.
It's guiding you in that direction.
It's all right there in
It's
the
guiding
script.
Sam in that direction.
I think
Literally taking him in the hallways getting narrower.
I think it's dumb as shit. I think it is dumb.
That's fine. You can think it's dumb.
That's fine.
But it makes sense. It makes a lot
It
of
makes
sense.
sense to you because you've seen this a million times.
It made
So
sense to me
someone
when I first
someone
saw
that-
it.
Who has not seen this in a long time. I'm like, how? Why does he think it that? Why does he think that?
Because he's seeing an aspect of it play out in front of his eyes while he's reading of the comic book.
Okay, that's dumb.
It's literally telling him like,
That's why I made the thing. If like I were reading about aliens and then some alien shit happened in front of me, especially at 14, I'd be like, yo, maybe that dude's an alien. I wouldn't immediately be like, well, in a town of 50,000, what is the potential?
You guys, no.
You're just a 14-year-old kid.
I think it's dumb.
I fell. You never will.